Taga kiti egi kuti gaya ati egi siyo ati cingini kuti egi pagmus na tuwa ako pa nika wata ho gawin sa po naga katumi dapat sitan itanuho masigi aya sige ko ntos ego tagi taga pisa mo na higaw ya.
Mohawk Institute Indian Residential School in Brampton, Ontario was the first school that had opened up in 1831. The Prince Albert Residential School, undocumented. The Gordons Residential School, documented, had closed officially in 1996 for Gordons and 1997 for Prince Albert. I stand tall for the next generation to stand even taller. In some cases, I'm not very tall.
Thank you for the prayers. Thank you for the Creator for bringing us a beautiful day in Molanosa. Thank you, Gilligan. I don't know if you know Gilbert.
Give thanks to Elder Mary for saying a prayer for us. Give thanks to the drum for being here today and the singers for being here today. Give thanks to Gilligan for smudging us, saying prayers for us. We're here today to honor our residential school survivors. And from my generation, it's not really talked about. You know, we're aware of it, but we don't really have, we don't really talk about it. I look back this past year, 2022.
I'd like to thank the survivors for making their way down to here, Molanosa, and I'd like to thank my Auntie Alice for coming all the way from Manitoba. Thank you, Auntie, for showing up. Love you. And I think Carol pretty much touched on everything there, and intergenerational trauma. What the survivors went through. I know it was pretty much hell for most of you guys, but thank you guys for coming out.
To your strength. That's what they're here for. So you know who they are. They waved. I just wanted to acknowledge them that they're here. We do have support staff here. Let's give them a round of applause because the job that they do is a very heavy job.
Student residents, even in our own schools, in the reserve,
I was fortunate enough not to go to the residential school, although Timber Bay, although there's 5 of us in the family, and we are not the one because I wanted to go to the residential school. So I used to see my older sister Old Jump they called her, and my sister Marlene. And because there's only 5 of us girls in the family, and there's no boys, I had to stay back. He was at a young age, and he ran away. And he ran away because him and his brothers ran away and came to Little Red, from Little Red to Montreal Lake. But I was fortunate that I didn't attend. You know, there's so much that she used to talk about so much in the residential school and what happened. And she started drinking at a young age, and she died from alcohol. alcoholism. And when the people talk about intergenerational trauma,
I lost my mom, Thelma Bird. She passed away in a terrible car accident. Throughout, alcohol was involved. So growing up in a foster home and then losing my mom, and then trying to come home at the age of 16, trying to think I was strong enough to be able to survive without her.
During that time, our teachings teach us that is the best time to pray. Our prayers are heard and are seen from that morning star. That morning star guides us throughout life and our journey. Of warmth, security, and love. When we wrap such a blanket to those that we love, we are giving them the gift of those three entities with those teachings. The understanding of warmth for our children. The understanding of comfort for our children and our grandchildren. But not only for our children, but for those who had received that blanket, that they too feel that way of life. That when they go home to their home fires, that their home are filled with those exact same things. That's over 500 years of knowledge put together. These blankets, my elders, take them home. Keep them close to you as a reminder. With that, we love you so much. So survivors of the Indian residential schools, Timber Bay, a day school survivor, once we all our survivors have received the gift, we're going to honor you with an appropriate honor song. All the survivors received the gift that commenced with this next part of the healing ceremony. doing the best that they can, especially if they're feeling burnt out. So Iron Swing, you know, Tinigi, you guys always honor the request of Montreal Lake, Little Red. You know, we love you for that, for coming to help us during our celebrations. Yeah, Tinigi.